Hi there, hope you have a fantastic day today. This lesson, I will teach you how to prove the formula of finding the sum of an arithmetic series. So let's get into it. Let's say I have an arithmetic series. Of course, we start with the first term, and the first term is I. And then the next term, to get second term, from here to here, of course, we add D. So that is I plus D. That is second term. And to get the third term, is the second term plus D. Okay, so we add, so A plus and D plus D is to D. So we add D, and from here to here, we add another D. So which is A plus 3D, and so on. Okay, so let's say the last term is L. So L is the last term. So if you think about it, okay, so because the second term is equal to first term plus D. And if we have the second term to go back to first term, so what we do from here to here, instead of plus, we minus D. How do you get the second term from the third term? So we just go here, we minus D, right? So we just minus D to get this. So therefore, the last term, to get the second last term, we can just go from here to here, we go minus D. So this means that this term here is L minus D. And from this term to this term is also minus D. So therefore, this one here is L minus 2D, and so on. Okay, so that's how it works. Now, if you think about it, okay, let's say 2 plus 3 plus 4 is exactly the same as 4 plus 3 plus 2, right? So therefore, I can write the sum of this sequence in reversing order. So let's say this is sum of n, okay, because sum of the n terms, because we don't know how many terms there are. So now Sn is equal to, I rewrite in reversing order. So we start from L, and then we add the previous term, L minus D, and plus L minus 2D, and plus L minus 3D, and so on. Okay, let's say plus the last term is A. Don't forget, okay? So we go A. Now we have two equations. So let's name this equation number 1 and this equation number 2. So let me just clear this first. And if I add these two equations together, so we have S of n, we add another S of n. So we have 2 lots of S of n. So 2S of n. And we have this term, and we add this. So that will give me A plus L. So A plus L. And now we have this term here. If we add this together, so let me just write this out for you. So you get A plus D, and we add L minus D. So therefore, these two cancel out. It also give me A plus L. So we add A plus L. And now, these two terms together, we add them up. This means that these two here cancel out. So left with A plus L as well. So add A plus L. And now, this term add together. So the 3D cancel out. So which is A plus L. And we add this last one. So L plus A is same as A plus L. So equation number 2, we add to equation number 1. So now if you think about it, because this is n terms. So if you think about it, if we have 2 terms, so we add these 2 terms together will be 2 lots of A plus L. And we add another term, it becomes A plus 3 lots of L. So n terms. So therefore, this is equal to n times A plus L. So now we know that 2 lots of sum of n will give me this. So if I divide by 2 on both sides, so that should give me, so I divide this by 2, I divide this by 2. So that cancel out. So therefore, the sum of n term equal n over 2, and then first term plus L. L is the last term. So there you go. This is the sum of an arithmetic series. So we have the last term and the first term. If you know that n number of terms, we add the first and the last term together, we times by the n, and then we divide by 2. So this is the sum of the n term of an arithmetic series. But then if you think a little bit further, so the last term L is equal to, so L is T of n, because n term, the last term, so Tn. So remember the formula T of n is A plus n minus 1 D. So that is the last term, because last term is n term. So now we can just substitute this L here is into this. So let's see what happened. So S of n is equal to n over 2. And then we have A. I just write this A down. And we add L. And L is A plus n minus 1 D. And now I can simplify by just collecting like term this here. So that will give me S of n is equal to n over 2. And A plus A is 2A. So 2A. And then we add n minus 1 D. So there you go. There are two formulas for you to find the sum of an arithmetic series. So let me just rewrite this again. So sum of an arithmetic series, either n over 2 and the first term and plus the last term. Okay, you can find this sum of series if you have the first term and the last term. Okay, and number of term as well, you can use this formula. Otherwise, you can also use this as n is equal n over 2 2a plus n minus 1 times d. So therefore, these are the formula for you to find the sum of an arithmetic series. So please remember this for me. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.